It's not actually pulling vines.
Yeah, OK, fair enough.
Right, let's have a look at the weather now with Alex. Alex, where have you been?
He's now explained it in his diaries. He recalls a series of television appearances to mark the day the first Britons were inoculated. You need to relax, Colo D'Angelo told him. That's Gina, of course, who was his lover at the time, and still. Stop being so buttoned up. What she did not mean, said Mr Hancock, was that I should lose it altogether, which unfortunately is important. We spoke to the Business Secretary, Grant Shapps, last week because we are daily inundated with your complaints about the fact that if you're on a prepayment meter, a number of you still haven't received your vouchers. This is what the Business Secretary told us last week. He asked us on the programme to forward him your complaints, and so we did. And yesterday, Mr Shapps wrote to those energy companies. Rest assured, we shared your complaints with the Business Secretary, as we promised, and as a result, he's getting his energy minister to have that call with energy companies. But interestingly, on Friday, on this programme, we also asked the chief executive of one of those energy companies, Utilita, why so many of their customers can't get hold of anyone from the company. And he told us he simply couldn't afford more call handlers. Those complaints.
That's his job.
But you know what? That is credit to the viewers, because the viewers have a great relationship with us and do get in touch with us again this morning if you are still finding, particularly if you're trying to get in touch with Utilita.
Yes.
Let us know what is happening with that call. Thank you very much indeed to you for being in touch with us this morning, and to Anne.
Still to come, Shirley Ballas-Craig.
Melissa Natu is live for us in the Cotswolds this morning with details of our bumper Christmas prize. Morning. Good morning, Britain. It's just gone 7 o'clock. Joan Armatrading's music is quite often the soundtrack to Heartache. I remember she was the soundtrack to my youth. I mean, before I'd even been in a relationship, and she just spoke. She speaks so beautifully about it, and she's such a fantastic company. It's going to be great to see her this week.
Half a century as well.
Incredible. But, Rob, a number of people are getting in touch with us this morning because you have been very open about the fact that you...
I'm looking at your face because...
but I know how important he is to you, and it's what people are saying this morning.
Think lovely about a community saying it's OK not to be OK. What it feels like to have that total unconditional love and loyalty, and the delight kind that's been taken from them. You know, it is a really challenging thing, and you know, just to say I loved him very, very much.
I know, and I'm sorry, and and everybody getting in touch with us this morning is saying the same thing.
Thank you, everybody, and to anybody else who's lonely and has lost a pet. You know, it's a challenging thing.
Yeah, and that 1 million minutes campaign. We have that vehicle going around the country this morning, Famous Faces, just expressing the fact that they understand what loneliness is, you know, success and fame and all of that. They're trying to explain company sometimes doesn't mitigate against loneliness, does it? So really important. And we know that millions of minutes have already been donated to that campaign. We'll update you on that throughout the programme. Every minute counts. Now, England faced reigning champions France in the quarterfinals of the World Cup this Saturday after beating Senegal 3-0 last night.
But meanwhile, Raheem Sterling has left the England squad to return to London after armed intruders broke into his home while his partner and young children were inside.
Let's speak to Jonathan Swain, who's in Doha. The thing is, that's our main news this morning. Coming up, we're going to talk to former England manager Glenn Hoddle. We're also talking to the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, this morning. That's around 7:30. First, though, here's Ramvin. OK, it is just coming up to 7 minutes past 8. So, our main news this morning, England will face reigning champions France in the quarterfinals of the World Cup this Saturday after beating Senegal 3-0.
And meanwhile, Raheem Sterling has left the England squad to return to London after armed intruders broke into his home while his partner and young children were inside.
Let's speak to Jonathan Swain,